Good morning, day 5. So as I'm getting ready for day 5 on my trip here, this is an example of how I do my food every day. A Ziploc freezer bag, gallon bag, marked day 5 for day 5. And every day I have that for snacks, I have my coffee for the morning, and I take a Bob's bar with me. These two will come with me on the trail this morning. Oh, I always take an element with me too. I have 2 elements per day. And for lunch, I'll stop and have this giant beef stick, 10 grams of protein, with some of the chips I brought. And this will stay in the top of my bag, not in my food bag anymore, for easy access for day 5. And these go in my pouch on my hip. Oh, a little chilly this morning still. Still have my base layer on. That was a nice little campsite down there. We're right along Red Run, and we're gonna follow that pretty steep all the way to the top here. Get rewarded with some views. I'm looking forward to it to warm me up. Last night was the coldest night. It was still 37 degrees when I left camp. I think it went down to 34. I really had to mentally prepare myself to get up this morning, psych myself up, you know? It went pretty smooth. This is a really steep climb I'm about to do, but you get this the whole way. Today the weather's supposed to change a little bit for the better. And I think the low tonight, last I checked, is only going to be like 50 degrees. That's going to be a nice treat on my last night here. Oh, and just up from my campsite, there's another campsite. That's 3 so far along Red Run here. That's a nice one. So I've hiked up this Red Run before, and I've hiked down it before, probably a few times. And I'll tell you, I'd rather hike up it every time. It's a bit of a technical climb up here. You know, you got these rocks to get your feet on and pull up and, you know, keep your mind busy rather than just a slodge up a hill, you know what I mean? We're almost to the top now. Soon to be rewarded with beautiful tide octane views. Right down there is where we woke up this morning. We take a left right here. That's the Algerine Trail. That'll eventually lead to the West Rim Trail. We're not going that way today. A few years back, I did take that route. It was fun over to the West Rim Trail. We're gonna stay on the Black Forest Trail here, make our way down to Pine Creek, and then make our way up to the Mid-State Trail. And when I say Pine Creek, I don't mean via Slate Run. We're gonna bypass Slate Run and head to Hillborn, where we can cross the Pine Creek there. Last year I hiked the Golden Eagle Trail with John, and we also did the Dragon's Back Trail. Now both of those trails both lead up to the Mid-State Trail. I'm gonna take this other trail going up around the other side of it, just as steep. That's going to be most of my elevation for the day, that climb up. And then that trail eventually turns into a road that is going to link up with the Mid-State Trail. Yeah, the trail's called Beulah Land Road Trail. There's supposed to be some views going up there, and it looks mighty steep, like I said. Well, I got to do a weather check. We're gonna be looking at 65 for a high today, and the low is scheduled to go down to 53. Nice view coming up here, big time view. I think I'll take a break in the hot sun here. Nice break there. I got to dry out the floor print from my tent and my tarp. The bottom of the floor print that touches the ground, it always comes up damp, so sat that in the hot sun for a while. Got all the morning dew off my rain fly, my tent. Right when I got settled in there, another hiker came up, a day hiker came up there to sit at the vista there, and I don't know what he was doing, like drawing or writing or something. Just kept to himself, just waved, and I waved back and didn't do too much filming after that. Nice day to take a walk up here and just sit there. We're making our way down now towards Slate Run, but we're gonna take a detour on the Hillborn Trail. I'm gonna keep an eye out for it. I want about a quarter mile, maybe half a mile down here. It's gonna be on my left, and that's gonna be our ticket down to Pine Creek. Follow that rail trail for a little bit till we link up with Beulah Land Road, heading up towards Mid-State Trail. Cool little camp here. I've always wanted to camp here, but I'd hate to be here the day that that side of the rock face decides to fall off. You know, it's gonna happen one day. Pretty cool here though. Oh, a little graffiti, that kind of stinks. Nice little place to explore. You can tell by all these man-made structures that all these stones. A lot of people come up here and just hang out. Looks kind of cool though, especially those cairns way in the back. Now we should be running into the Hillborn Trail here any minute. And there's our turn right on cue. Double blazes, marked orange, indicating Black Forest goes to the right. Hillborn Trail, which looks like an old road, veers off to the left here. There's Pine Creek now. And there's the road. This looks like one of those one-lane bridges. Hopefully there's a place for a walker going across there. I imagine there is. I'm sure somebody will wait for me to cross, right? So here we are on Route 414. Just a short walk on this, and the Pine Creek Rail Trail is going to cross that. And we're going to link up with that for just a little bit. Nice easy walking. Here we are at Hillborn Run. A little bit of a trickle, but I got a nice pool here to get some water from. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill up before we do this big climb. We're right underneath the rail trail there. Well, there's no sign of Beulah Land Road off the Pine Creek Trail, only the Hillborn Trail. it's marked on the map that there's supposed to be a road here. But I figure that it's kind of just a trail now. And I'm well past where I should have found it. I'm not sure what to do. Might have to improvise on this. Well, after looking at the lizard map, the more accurate of the two maps I have, the other which being all trails, it looks like I should take this Hillborn trail up here, and there's a chance I might split off. It might Y somewhere up here, past where I got water, up on the trail that is. Well, that's about as lovely uphill as you can get, even though it's up. Hillborn run's pretty. Well, I'm coming to the spot here. It looks like it's Ying off. Hillborn Trail obviously goes that way, but it looks like there used to be something that goes that way. I'm gonna walk this way for a little bit because the left following Hillborn Run is what I want. I'm thinking all trails goofs up sometimes, and boy, I tell you what, when that goofs up and you're out here, man, have a backup. I'm glad I brought the other map. I'm gonna walk this for a minute to see if it really is something or if it's just some natural looking bench in the forest here. You know, sometimes that'll fool you. So I've come to this here. It looks like there might be trail going up that way. That looks like the real steep part I'm about to hit. It looked a little bit like a trail walking through here. I'm gonna keep going. Now Hillborn Trail went way up that way. Let me consult the map in my direction one more time. So, I guess I can't make heads or tails of this. I'm following a map. I found this here runoff in this big hollow here. Now this runoff here might be a little treacherous at times. I see ahead of me with the blowdowns, but this looks like the easiest way up to the top instead of just like banging up one of these hills here. I don't see any signs of a trail, that there ever was a trail. It almost seemed like there was a trail. I followed all the way out here. If that's the case, it hasn't been used in a long time. There were some blowdowns there that just looked like they've been sitting there forever, just waiting for somebody to touch them so they could just fall apart. Oh. Anyway, I want to make my way up this here runoff because I'm not a turnaround kind of guy unless I really have to. I know if I make it up here, we'll be good. I really need to save my battery, but this is what I got myself into. Told myself it wasn't going to get any worse than that first day I was stuck in all that brush bushwhacking. I think it just did. What a bonehead move. I feel so dumb for that. I'm paying for it though. But instead of like a kind of a panic up the hill, like we're up the wash I was coming up kind of just dissipated as I got steeper. But I still got a beat on the map. And I just started making my own switchbacks. And I've been going, just picking the tree off on one angle, walking to that, resting, changing direction, pick that other angle, pick a tree, go to that, and make my own switchbacks coming up. Oh man, things I get myself into. I gotta watch this battery on the camera though. You see, happy guy? This guy. This is what I've been looking for. Let's take the hardest way in the whole world to get to it. Oh man, I need a break. Oh, this walk is so nice right now. To give you an idea, we're just over 2,000 feet. We started at 800 feet and we didn't take a trail to get up here. Now my next thing is, I probably have enough water to survive for the night. I'm not worried about that, although more water would be nice. I'll have to watch it. I'm in state game lands. You can't camp around here, so my next goal is to get out of state game lands, get back into Thru-Hike State Forest. I should have been in there by now if I would have stayed on Hillborn Trail. I would probably be a lot further along. Try not to think about it. It's all in the past now. What a bonehead move, though. I can't stop thinking about that, man. We're on the right track now. They're walking along this. See, that's the road I should have been coming down. Looking at the Pine Creek lizard map, that Beulah Land Trail road starts way down Pine Creek, not at Hillborn Trail like the All Trail says. Boy, what a letdown. So if I really wanted to take that road, I had to hike way down Pine Creek, the rail trail, for a while, then take that. If I'd have known that, I would have routed something different, or just went up Hillborn Trail to Golden Eagle, or just took Golden Eagle. That really threw me off. Well, we're on Barron's Road now. The Beulah Land Road eventually just turns right into Barron's Road. And we're at the end of our road walk, which is quite long, but it goes by pretty fast with this beautiful scenery and an audiobook on to listen to. Now, tomorrow morning, the Mid-State Trail is going to go that way. We're going to head to Blackwell. It's about 12 miles, maybe 13. But tonight, I'm not going to make that adventure tonight, not after that day. My plan is to go the opposite way on the Mid-State Trail down here. And I don't know, not even a mile down the trail there, I researched a campsite. So let's hope that one comes through. Well, here we are. It is here. It's not much, but I do have a stream here. Hopefully I can find a flat spot. I think right over there. I'm already looking tight in here with the trees. Want to make it work though. I'm beat after that day. Last night, let's have fun and relax. Because it's only past 5 o'clock. I feel good about that. Oh man, I just had to sit and decompress for a while. I wanted to get most of my chores done, like the tent and the sleeping bag and air mattress and all that. But man, I needed to just sit. Been sitting on that rock. Nicest chair I've had on the trip so far. Hopefully the layover there is flat. I actually had to dig a big rock out of the ground to move it. It would be right on my back. And I was like, this is the flattest spot around here. So I dug it out and filled the hole up with a bunch of pine needles and leaves. This stream's nice here. Let's go explore a little bit before it gets too dark. Now, if I am where I think I am on the map, this little stream here I'm next to is called Sebring Branch. Now, the Mid-State Trail is going to cross it. And this Sebring Branch is going to lead into the Wolf Run Wild area. Now, there's some unnamed trails, I believe, that run down into the Wolf Run Wild area. Oh, is that what this is here? Here we go. Okay, so Mid-State Trail is just going to keep walking up this way. This is an unnamed trail. Is it marked? Now this leads down to a place I've heard about called Little Italy. Now most of these railroad tracks up here were built by Italian immigrants in general, but like most there's a lot of Italians that came up here and did a lot of work over here, I should say. They came over here. But I think this is going to lead down to Little Italy. There's a lot of history down here. I actually bought a book last year when I did the Susquehanna New York Railroad on the old Loggers Path. That was a lot of fun history to learn. And actually I got into it so much that I found this book called Sunset Over the Susquehanna. There's a lot of volumes of it. I bought the volume for the Pine Creek area, Slate Run, Camel, the Blackwell, that section of it, where I play around. Yeah, and actually in that book, there's some old hand-drawn maps of this whole area that I've been researching, and I can't wait to go explore. I thought I might make it down there and camp there on this trip, but you know what, I'm kind of whooped. And there's, like I said, there's so much history down there. It might be a fun place to hike down here and just spend a couple nights and find that. And actually, I know a lot of people have started following me this year because of the PA Wilds Trail, upcoming PA Wilds Trail. I've got a little knowledge on that. I believe the trail is going to run through Little Italy down there in the Wolf Run Wild area. At least they wanted to. It's going to require a little bit of trail building because it's kind of tough to get in this area without like coming up all around. I don't know exactly what the idea is, but I'd love to make it down there sometime soon, maybe during winter, maybe even before that, to explore the area a little bit. Oh, my camp looks cool from up here. Yeah, so water supply is going to be good for the night. That's awesome. I got a nice stream here. Boy, I got to get some dinner or some snacks or both. I wanted a back rest for the last 4 nights. On the last night, I got one. Tomorrow is my hike out day. I think we have 13 miles probably from where we're sitting right now. And the Mid-State Trail is a beautiful section. I mean, I'd love to just explore more of this here, but gotta make time for it and plan it out. Well, yeah, the Mid-State Trail, it's going to swing right by Blackwell, and it's going to actually cross Pine Creek there up to go up to the West Rim, I think, West Rim Trail, and it does its own thing somewhere. But yeah, we're going to follow it to Blackwell, and that's where I'm getting picked up. I think I'll get out my backcountry lantern here. I got this, it came with my Sierra Designs tent. You're supposed to hang it in your tent and you put your headlight in it and it glows. I take it on the side and have a little string in there. I attach that with a little string to a tree where I'm hanging out. And I always have this little flashlight with me as a little backup light, and that's gonna go inside of there. And I can turn this on at whatever level I want. And as it gets dark, I'll have a little light to hang out with. I don't plan on staying out here too long. I imagine it's gonna get dark before I make dinner, so I wanna have a little light, plus my headlight. I'm not in the mood for a fire. Had some nice fires, I think every night of this trip. But I don't wanna mess with this. This is all a bunch of just pines. They're just gonna snap and crackle everywhere and just burn up real quick. And it's gonna be a warm night. 53 is the low, so it's gonna be 50 degrees. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to some tent time. Wanna have dinner right after this, and I think that's about it for the night. What a nice night's sleep here. Sounded like something large was walking behind me this morning right after the sun came up. It was like knocking sticks over, beside trees and things. You could tell, and it was like moving slow. Either had to have been a bear or a deer. It had to have been. Never got so close to me right I had to make some noise to scare it off. It kind of just like kept its distance and just went away. I slept in late this morning on purpose. I'm trying to time the sunset at Gillespie Point when I get there, right above Blackwell. Go and enjoy this coffee, and I got some grits over here. Saved my dessert from last night again for coffee this morning. It sounds good. Did pretty good on food for this trail, for this trip. Ate everything I brought. Yeah, here's a few things, handful of things, you know, I skipped over, but for the most part, pretty efficient food-wise. I kept my belly full, kept my energy up, didn't carry too much weight. I used the 1 ounce to 100 calories rule. Those big chomp sticks I brought were 1 ounce each. They weighed 1 ounce, but they're like 110 calories each. One of the things I really like about this tent is the room you have in here for a one-person tent. And one of the cool features is these little things they go from the tent to the rain fly to pop it out a little bit more to give you more, you know, width. I thought that was a pretty cool feature of it. What I don't like about it is, first, there's two things. Tent poles. I hate tent poles. They scare me. They're fragile. They're only good for like one thing out here, to set up your tent. I like to have items that do multiple things. You take something out here, you can do this with it or that with it. Tent poles are just like, they're for putting up the tent. If they break, it comes with a splint, one splint, which scares me even more because they're like, well, they're bound to break, so here's a splint. It's that, and number two is the rain fly factor. Whereas like if it's raining, the tent needs to be up and then rain fly over it. It is a fast pitch, but still, when it's raining out. So those are the two things. I like the room, I like the weight, I like the pockets, they're up top rather than down around the sides. I don't like tents with the pockets around the sides, they just get buried and stuff. It has a cool pocket on top for your headlight to light the tent up. But yeah, I got a good deal on it, on a sale at REI a couple months back, so fun new toy. Did well on this trip. The gaiters are great for fastening together and being a nice stoop outside my tent at night and in the morning. Well, say goodbye to my Mid-State Trail camp, Sebring Branch. I can't wait to go explore that more. We are, if you remember, I don't know, half a mile, I'd say. Not even, maybe. You know, there was a road, and that long road hike that I had last night, maybe 3 trucks passed me. Hunters, you know, it is hunting season now, archery season. Quiet all night though. Just right now before I walked out of camp, I heard somebody just drive on it there. Now we're gonna go back and cross that, and we're gonna head 12 miles to Blackwell. Now if you notice, I'm leaving camp a little late. This is my last day. Everything's kind of working out nice. I slept in on purpose. Just relaxed the camp this morning, extra long with my coffee. And I'm kind of timing my hike to hit one of the highest points of the trail of this route I'm doing here. Actually today, I think we're going to be seeing some of the best Pennsylvania views in this area, in my opinion. We got a few nice views to check out. But I'm planning my hike to hit Gillespie Point at sunset. So with the 12 miles plan, I'm leaving camp it's almost 11 o'clock now. It was nice, you know, just being hustle, go, go, go for all those days, and then being like, I'm just camping, you know? sweet little cabin back there. That spot is nice. That stream going by. Signed the trail register. I could sit there all day probably. Cool place. Just the thing that's 108 years old. That's old. Yeah, this mid-state trail section has been lovely. I've just been loving that I'm ending the trip on this day, on this section here. This is awesome. Now I know we have 2 big climbs coming up, one of which is going to be Gillespie Point at the end of the day, but one coming up sooner than that. I think when I get to the top of that, I'm going to take a break and check my time and distance and that. So everything's looking good for a good sunset. I mean, the sky looks great right now, if that holds up. Hiking along this section here, just a random bike sitting there. I don't see an owner for it anywhere. Maybe they stopped to go in the woods to use the bathroom or something. I don't want to look too hard, but I didn't go approach it or anything. Kind of strange. It would be kind of fun with this one of those fat tire. Looks like one of those e-bikes too. On this, I've been walking on this for a bit. Now I imagine the water gets pretty high here if they have a rope here to help you get across. That's the only thing I can think that's for, because the water gets so high. Crazy. See if I can make it over without getting wet. The last step out. The last step out, dip my foot. Man, I could look at these colors all day, for 6 days. So as I'm making my approach up to Gillespie Point here, so I'll take a few minutes to talk about my adventure here. Boy, I made some bonehead moves on this one. That day one, trying to find that trail, which I don't think exists, but I could be wrong. All that bushwhacking, and I thought it couldn't get worse. And then yesterday, up the side of that mountain, right off of Pine Creek Rail Trail, I mean, if you've never done it before, the Golden Eagle Trail is what you want to do. I was trying to mix it up. You could get to where I was going from the Golden Eagle Trail up to the Barrens Road that links up this mid-state trail. My tent works well. I'm happy with the space inside of it. I think I talked about that enough. Good night's sleep every night. Well, I can see the top now. I imagine the last push is going to get steep. Now that's how you end an adventure. Man, like a storybook ending there. Fun one. Fun fall adventure, man. Yeah, get those lizard maps. You can plan out some routes. Throw some of those DCNR maps you can get online or at the trailheads and make a big adventure. You can make these into loops too. Now the proposed PA Wilds Loop Trail is going to be going through a lot of what I just hiked. Not exact step by step, but that's going to be something else when that's done. I can't wait to get more detailed information on how that's going. And whenever that comes around, I'll be happy to share that with everybody and maybe get a time frame on when this thing's going to launch. Or well, there you have it. From Renovo to Blackwell. 80-mile adventure over 6 days. Fall in the Pennsylvania wilds. Fun stuff, man. I was happy to come out here and enjoy this beautiful country out here. Flying down this hill. Last stretch. Like I said, get some maps and you know, you've done some trails out here, you've done this and that, like there's nothing left to do. Well, there's more to do. Find these link trails. There's some beauty out here, hidden gems. Well, I think I'll call it on this. See y'all next time.